What we doing? I'm about to be here for at least an hour. At least an hour. Where y'all at, chat? I know y'all out there, man. I'm about to start uploading these new shorts I just did to YouTube real quick. What we doing? Should I play some music? I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I don't know if I'm gonna really do it though. I'm just looking for the best music artists for real. Like, that's looking for these type beats. You know the vibes. Music producer this, music producer that. It's Miles Got Beats, by the way, everybody. What's going on? You know, I gotta clock that. What was that? What was that, like 38? Yeah. So, waiting on people to start coming in the chat. We're gonna go up. We going up tonight. We going up tonight. We going up tonight. We going up tonight. Ain't that how the song go, y'all? As soon as people start coming in, I know y'all gonna vibe, so I'm not even stressing it for real. I know y'all gonna vibe. For sure. For sure, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. Oh, he really threw this piano lesson on me. My man, my assistant AD at my school is trying to get me to teach these piano lessons. It's not gonna happen though. I don't want it. I don't want it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm gonna be nice about it too. Like, hey, look, I cannot do these piano lessons, gang. I'm sorry. Hold on, man. I'm about to say, like, that scheduled post supposed to have been out now. Don't play with the scheduled post like I'm not posting. Bro. For real, though. Come on, man. Why is this? There we go. I know y'all heard that. I know y'all heard that, man. Stop acting like y'all don't know for real. Can't act like I don't have it when I do. Where's my sound effects for this? See, that's where the YouTube live is lacking. It's supposed to have a button for me to push to make the little gym sound, but can't do it on here. That's tough, YouTube. Y'all need to fix that. Y'all need to fix that. I'm supposed to be able to make a little gym sound, a little ding, ding, a little ding ding sound, ding. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like this for now. And we just gonna go from here. Right. Ooh, that's a hard one. I swear, if I'm on here the whole hour and don't nobody come through, like, I'm not about to keep doing this. They not gonna be able to get me to keep doing this. For real. For real, they not gonna be able to get me to keep doing this. I'm doing YouTube a solid favor right now, and they are not respecting it. It's supposed to be in the first 5 minutes, somebody's supposed to pop out. For real, for real. But if that's not how it's gonna go, then skip it, bro. Then skip it. What do we got there? What do we have? Yeah, upload some videos, bro. Why is this camera so in the way? Maybe I gotta move it to this side to really see what's going on. Move it to the left side. Because most of what I'm doing is on the right. But it's whatever. See, they want me to perform and do performative stuff like it's supposed to be a whole crowd of people in here. That's the only way I'm gonna do it. I'm not about to be sitting here just performing and people just scroll past and finally lock in. That's not how this is about to go, YouTube. It's not how it's about to go. Maybe once the camera has a little bit more of my attention. Because I can't give 100% attention right now. So. What should I call this one? Music producer is looking for wholesome bars. Like this. Can you... Here we go. Music producer is looking for wholesome bars on his type beats. Does that work? Like this. Does that work even better? I don't know. We'll see. No, that worked worse. That worked worse, gang. Tough. Maybe. Or just simply, can you write wholesome rap bars like this? I think that works. As a music producer, I feel like that's a good little title there. It's perfect. For sure, clock that. Clock that. For sure. For sure. What else do we have going on here, man? I gotta be on set at like 11:30, man. It's too much. Too much going on here, man. Too much going on. Yeah. Call this one. This music producer is looking for music artists that have the life of a movie. Yeah. Yeah. No. Music producer is looking for music artists that have the life of a movie. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do it just like that. I'm gonna run these back to back. Make that public right now, right? Voila. Magic. Magic. Get it in there. All right, what do we have here? What's that? This music producer is looking for music artists who have aura like Blueface. Does that work? Nah, that don't work. Clock it anyway though. This music producer is looking for music artists who have aura or Blueface aura. Nah, who have aura. Mega aura. Insane aura. I thought aura was a trending keyword. Like, why am I having so much pushback here? Who have that aura? Is that it? No. This music producer is looking for music artists with Blueface aura. Does that work? Nope. Type aura. Type stuff. Type of. West Coast aura. West Coast aura. Does that work? Nope. LA aura. Ooh. Los Angeles aura. Does that work? Los Angeles type aura. Man, I swear I'll be looking for the right keywords, man, but they be playing me. Blueface Los Angeles aura. That should work. Can I say Dodger Blue? Ooh, Dodger Blue aura. Dodger Blue type aura. Dodgers Blue? With World Series. Dodgers aura. Does that work? could work, right? Or no? Blue Dodgers or music producer. This music producer is looking for music artists with the perfect aura. Is that right? I be going crazy on these titles. Ugh, nope, that ain't it either. For music artists with great, great aura. How about just aura? Music artists with aura. Blueface aura. I don't know. What are we saying here? With that Blueface aura. Music artist with aura for his type beat. Do I have to put type beat? Can I just say for his type beats? Or for this type beats? That might work. For this type beat. That just may work. Just might do it, right? This music producer is looking for a music artist with aura for this type beat. For Blueface type beat. Ooh, hold on now. Is that going up? It's rising. I'm gonna gamble on it, even though the algorithm is telling me no. Yeah, I don't care. That sounds good to me. This music producer is looking for music artists with aura for Blueface type beat. For this Blueface type beat, yes. And I'm clocking that. Yeah. That's gonna go well. I don't care. That's gonna go right, brother. These people said come in for an hour, right? No, the YouTube higher ups told me to go on here for 30 minutes talking about whatever, as long as I was just going live. And then I can get the invite to the quarters, the headquarters. I don't know if I'm gonna get there by just talking about type beats though. I don't know. Yeah, fuck that. I'm clipping everything tonight. Everything gets clipped. If I'm talking about music production, I'm talking about type beats, I'm talking about music artists, I'm clipping it all. I don't care if it's no people watching me. I don't care if it's one person watching me. I don't care if it's 1,000 people watching me. That's how it's going to happen. Yeah, dig. So, what are we doing, dog? What are we doing, dog? Man, oh man. I feel like I've done enough, man. Like I've done enough to bring some people in here. Oh, I gotta write this email to let my AD know, like, nah, man, I'm not gonna be in there. Fuck that. Thanks again for being I'm not willing. I'm not willing to do this. That's crazy. No. No, 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 no. Piano teams material. Thanks again for being willing to step in and lead Monday. I'm not. That's crazy how you try to finesse this. That's crazy. I know you had some reservations about teaching multiple students at once, and that's totally understandable. It's definitely a different dynamic than private lessons, right? I've attached our piano team's teaching manual that walks through how the class is structured, how to balance group and individual attention, and some tips that have worked well for other instructors. I think you'll find it helpful as you get started. No, I'm not getting started though. That's crazy, man. I don't know why he just wants to push this on me. That's wild. You're great at building connections and keeping students engaged. Well, thank you. You don't have to flatter me to try to coerce me to be a part of this. I'm still not gonna do it. So I'm confident you'll do an excellent job with this as a group class. Let me know if you'd like to chat through any parts of the manual, or if there's anything I can do to support you as you get started. No, I'm not getting started, Richie. That's crazy. December scheduling confirmation. What is this? We're finalizing the reinstated lesson schedule and would like to confirm your availability for the following dates. Okay. Still available for these dates. Hello, Richie. Yes. Still available for these dates. Great. Best. Miles. Okay. Now, moving on to this other. Hello, Richie. I have decided to not move forward with this particular group lesson. I appreciate the consideration. This is how you do great emails, guys. I appreciate the consideration. But I believe my teaching style wouldn't be the best match for this. I think the most critical issue would be understanding the expectation. I hate having to write this. The expectation of the autistic child's parents. I'm sure no. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure her parents would be expecting but I'm sure her parents would be expecting ascension. Expecting ascension with her knowledge and skills with music. If I would only have to, make sure she doesn't hurt herself. If I would only have to make sure she doesn't hurt herself and If I would only have to make sure I'm keeping an eye on her while I'm attentive to the other students, progress, I believe I'd be more than capable. If this student parents has the expectation I have decided to not move forward with this particular group lesson. I appreciate the consideration, but I believe my teaching style wouldn't best match for this overall. I think the most critical issue would be understanding the expectation of the autistic child's parents. If the student's parents have an expectation for this child to ascend in comprehension of techniques in theory, personally, I'd only be able to do it privately. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure parents would be expecting ascension with her knowledge and skills with music. I don't need to say all that. That's a loaded sentence. If I would only have to make sure I'm keeping an eye on her while I'm attentive to the other students' progress, I believe I'd be more than capable. At my current capabilities as a teacher, I would only want to deliver the best results. either student would be fine with me privately. But having both would be a little overwhelming for me at this point in time. It's a little overwhelming. Yeah. All right, so let's review that. Hello, Richie. I have decided to not move forward with this particular group lesson. I appreciate the consideration, but I believe my teaching style wouldn't best match for this overall. I think the most critical issue would be understanding the expectation of the autistic child's parents. If the student's parents have an expectation for this child to ascend in comprehension of technique and theory, personally, I'd only be able to do it privately. If I would only have to make sure I'm keeping an eye on her while I'm attentive to the other students' progress, I believe I'd be more than capable. Either student would be fine with me privately as well. But having both would be a little overwhelming for me at this point in time if there's a high expectation for both. I hope this isn't too disappointing. Do I need to say that? I hope this isn't too disappointing, but respectfully, I have to stand with my philosophy on this. Best Miles. There we go. All right. That's out of the way, right? That that's cool when you have to deal with your assistant director and let them know firmly, respectfully, that you're not going to be able to carry out the job that they were going to coerce you to do. Hey, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah. Good times, though. Good times, as usual. What are we got about 20 minutes left here. Where is everybody, man? Like, y'all really just gonna not come in here? Y'all really just gonna not come in here, man, while we trying to talk about these type beats? Hey, look, so public service announcement, real quick. If anybody wants to get type beats from Miles Got Beats, me, you know, I'm the one for any type of beat. Like, y'all be in these comments, and you can make requests in the comments, but I would take you more serious if you send me an email or send me an IG DM, you know? Just saying. Just saying. What else do we got? I don't know. Clock it live. Um, and for everybody who wants custom things, you know, a lot can be done. People always say what they want, right? But no one ever wants to meet you in the middle to figure out how you're going to get there. So I know that there's a lot of music artists out there who need a lot. You need type beats. You need someone to help you with your mixing and mastering. You need someone to make your music sound like how it sounds in your head, right? But you may not have the capabilities developed enough to get you there. And I understand there's a lot of music artists that go through this. You know, a lot of you have creative ideas, and then as you start trying to develop those ideas, your ideas are already farther beyond you learning the beginning steps of how to use your DAW, like Logic Pro, Pro Tools, Ableton Live, FL Studio. You know, you're limited because your knowledge isn't where it needs to be to get your idea where it needs to be yet. But that's okay, because that's why I'm here. But of course, you know, dealing with somebody that you don't know, a stranger, somebody that you just came across on your timeline, it's like, dang, man, I'm gonna have to pay this guy. Yes, you will, but hold on. How much? Well, how much depends on the person. I know everybody can't afford a $1,500 service or a $2,000 service or a $1,000 service or shoot, even a $500 exclusive type beat. I know everybody can't afford that, you know, but I know people can, music artists can afford installments. I know this. What's an installment? What do you mean by that? I mean the same payment that you make as a music artist to keep your phone on, or maybe not even that much. Maybe your phone bill is one of the top 5 things that stresses you out on the 1st and the 15th of every month. Okay, I get it. Maybe not as much as that. That's too expensive. $80 to $100. Ugh, too much. Okay. How about as much as your Netflix subscription? Is it worth that? $20 a month? Maybe. Well, dang, Miles, what all am I able to get for $20 a month if I did some sort of monthly subscription or paid you in installments? Of course, you won't get all of the service at once, but we can start managing, okay, what all do you need done? Okay, and then we can break it down. All right, how long is this gonna take? All right, might take this many months. It might take 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. Okay, once we break down your needs, then we can attach installments to this. Okay, so let's say you need something done in 3 months, but you need a big ask, something huge done in 3 months, right? Okay, cool. But what if you can't afford the amount of services within that 3-month time span? Okay. it's probably not going to get done in 3 months. It's going to take a little while longer. Okay, well, let's say this. Let's say that you do installments until you can finally pay off the rest of the plan. That can happen. I'm not mad at that. But everyone's situation is unique. Everyone's situation is different, right? It's like the equivalent to doing something with a credit card, but you don't say it's no interest because we don't do interest over here. All right, that isn't what we're into. Inshallah. I'm not Muslim, by the way. I just understand how those types of things go. But anyway, that's off the topic. If you can afford to pay a phone bill monthly, or if you can afford to go and have a Netflix subscription or HBO subscription, or if you can afford to get a cup of coffee from Starbucks every week, that's more than a Netflix subscription in a month. But I digress. I'm sure there's a lot of things that you may get in a month that add up to more than what a Netflix subscription is. Let's say you're going out every weekend. Or, hold on, I know this is what a lot of people are into these days. They do pass the aux events. They do open mic events where you pay to get into the open mic. You pay to get into a listening session, feedback session, pass the aux type stuff going on. You do this once a month or once every other week. If you pay whatever the admission is or whatever extra services that comes with, I'm sure that that's more than a Netflix subscription. You really have to get the priorities in order. Would you rather get something done by someone that's in the industry that does this and has the capability to give you, of course, biased feedback, because I would be the one that's doing it. But just because it's biased doesn't mean that I'm going to give you something biased leaning in 100% the positive way. I'm going to keep it a buck the whole way through. All right. Miles Got Beats is not going to lie to you. I promise. All right. So, keeping that in mind, my service, briefly speaking on it, is already better than someone that you would run into who doesn't do anything musically, who doesn't have any talent, who doesn't have the capability to help you in your mixing and mastering process or your beat selection or creating a beat. All they have is an opinion. And everyone has those. Anyone can have those. But again, like I said, I digress when I'm talking about stuff that starts to open people's minds up. Like, hold on, why am I going to this event where I pay people for feedback or pay for an opportunity to have feedback when I can use that same money to pay someone who's not only going to give me feedback, but help me progress, help me move forward in my music career, help me create? Why wouldn't you go with somebody like that? I don't know. Priorities. Your music is worth it. Your music is worth the attention. It's not only worth feedback. It's not only worth opinions. It's not only worth what it's going to do on streaming platforms. It's worth the care. It's worth the patience, right? At least that's what I believe. And that's me believing in you and not even knowing who you are on the other side of this while I'm talking. I believe your music deserves care. I believe your music deserves to be in the top 40 Billboard, even if it's hip hop, because hip hop is not doing great right now. I believe if it's me and you, whoever on the other side of this watching us right now, hey, I believe you deserve it. I believe you deserve to go up. So, listen, send me that email. Send me that DM. Let's start talking about it. Let's start talking about how we can get your music from just being on SoundCloud with a handful of listeners to being on digital streaming platforms and sounding excellent with multiple streams. What, Miles? You can promise me multiple streams? Hey, I can promise you consultation that could get you to multiple streams without talking about using bots. Even if that's your thing, go for it. And if you're the type of person who likes to pay for bot plays, great. But that's not what I'm going to be talking to you about. If I do speak on that, I'm going to speak on that as being the lowest tier. All right? The lowest tier that you can promote your music. The lowest tier strategy. All right? I'm only going to talk to you about S tier strategies. S and A tier strategies that's going to get your music heard by many, many people. Will I have to pay money for that? I mean, where you're going to have to pay me to talk about it, for sure. And then some of the strategies, you might actually have to pay to do it. Yeah. But you have to be willing to invest. Invest in yourself. Haven't you ever heard of things like this? Like, hey, what happens when you go buy a bunch of seeds? Have you ever bought some seeds before? Have you ever tried to grow a garden? You know? Have you ever got some cucumber seeds? Some strawberry seeds? If you haven't, I would suggest going and doing this. Go try this. Go get some seeds and see what it takes to grow something. Get some seeds, and after buying those seeds, see what all are the other things that you have to buy to get this thing to grow. Because ultimately that's what you're looking for at the end of the day, right? Oh no, you just want the end result. You just want the most convenient thing. You just want to go pick up the cucumber or pick up the strawberry or pick up the apple or pick up the orange or pick up the watermelon and just be like, yeah, I got it, man. I'm about to eat. That's cool because someone else used their seeds to give you a convenience store or grocery store for you to go get the end product. And that's why that's in your mind. Because someone else already did a whole lot of work to bring that to you. So, how about you do something for yourself once? Why don't you grow something for yourself once? Why don't you make things convenient for someone else for once? Because I tell you, the power of your music, once your music is where it needs to be, it will have the power to entice people to come to events, to get merchandise from you, to participate in your experiences that you create and cultivate for them and build community. That's what you need. That's the type of stuff that you need in your life. And it can all be built from your music. And if you have the patience to plant the seeds for your music and grow it and get involved in the process of growing and building the blocks necessary to build the next thing that's in your mind, then hey, that's what you need to do. But I'm done yapping for now. Like, I've already spent an hour on this live, but I'm gonna clip the best parts of this and send it out to you guys because you all need to know what a real music producer can do for you. You know, I'm gonna end it like this. I was scrolling my TikTok the other day and I saw this kid. He seemed so frustrated about having to invest so much in his music and get other people on his music, paying for features, paying for music producers, and they're not willing to invest back. Well, I get the frustration. When you're at a level where you don't know how to have high impact yet, or what you're creating is not having high impact, when you're investing with other people, if you invest in their beats or you invest in their advice or you invest in their lyrics for a feature, or you invest in their mixing and mastering service, you invest in their consultations, it has to be high impact. Because if all these low impact people get together, then nothing's gonna happen. If you invest in a consultation of a low impact person, guess what? It's not gonna do anything for you. If you invest in a mixing and mastering service of a person who does not have impact sonically for how your audience hears your music, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I promise. I promise it's not gonna work. If you invest in a music producer with low impact, say the songs that they create, it's not hidden. Or let's say this. They're creating things that have no motion anywhere. Let's say they can't get any music artists on their stuff, or they can't get any of their music in television commercials or film. That's me. I get my stuff in television commercials and film more than anything. But let's say they can't do that. Let's say that this music producer just can't get any traction on their social medias. They don't have anybody following them on their YouTube or their Instagram or their TikTok. They got less than 1,000 followers. That's low impact. That's low impact. So you can't pay someone to talk to you about any of these types of things if you can look at them and see like, oh, they're not having any impact for what they claim that they're going to be showing me. Let's say you see a video of a music producer. They claim that they've done this, that, and the third, but you don't see the results. Oh yeah, I got a placement with Drake. I got a placement with Young Thug. I got a placement with Gunna. Yeah, all right, where? How is the music impacting anything in your life? Can you call Gunna right now? Can you call Drake right now? Can you call Young Thug right now? Can any of them vouch for you? Can you get them on your stream? Get them on your video? No. No. How about any publishers that you've worked with to get anything placed in television, commercial, or film? Can you hit any of them up? Get them on the line. Get a quick testimonial from them, even a tweet, even a retweet, even a repost, even a like. Can you get a screenshot of a like of anybody rocking with you? Hey, I'm done. I'm done yapping and getting on the rant, because if I keep going, then I'll get too detailed and y'all know exactly the people that I'm talking about, you know. But hey, like I said, get at me. Get with somebody who's really willing to take the time, take the care with you. And it really doesn't matter what your budget is. Hit me up, not just in the comments. Hit me up on an email. Hit me up on a DM. And we can get started. You know, we can get you from point A to point B. You know, and it's gonna be progress in your process. Until next time, Miles got beats. Holla at y'all.